A European Union report obtained by Reuters warns that by 2030, Europe could become as dependent on China for lithium-ion batteries and fuel cells as it was on Russian energy before Moscow's invasion of Ukraine.
It is not too late, but I think they should act pretty fast. Because China is moving very fast in this sector. They are the world champions, and they are also trying to consolidate their take on raw materials elsewhere, for example, in Africa. It is important, in my opinion, to consolidate the cooperation between Europe and the United States on the innovation side, because this is the leading edge.
Europe is taking steps to develop its own battery ecosystem, such as the European Battery Alliance, which tries to stimulate investment, research and development. France opened its first electric car battery factory in May.
The aim is not for there to be only battery factories. We need to control the whole value chain. We're first working on the critical materials that we need to produce more of, that we need to find more of. We cannot be totally dependent on Asia for the supply of critical materials. Then we need to recycle the batteries.
China is investing heavily in sourcing raw materials such as cobalt, lithium and manganese. Beijing opened a $300 million lithium processing plant in Zimbabwe in July. The Democratic Republic of Congo is negotiating a new deal which would see Beijing invest billions of dollars in infrastructure in return for access to Kinshasa's vast cobalt and copper reserves.
Beijing is able to operate fully coordinated with state-owned enterprises, funders, so they provide funding as well, they provide infrastructures and the whole package. So this way they can move much faster than Europe, at least.
The race for minerals in Africa, Asia and Latin America is also an opportunity for the West to counter Beijing's influence, says Kotsi.
Providing good examples and facilitating their development in broad senses, including education, is super important for the future. We cannot leave this to China.
The EU report warns that demand for batteries and fuel cells in cars and households will multiply up to 30 times the current level in the coming years. Henry Ridgwell, VOA News, London.